The differences between Israel and Muslims are rooted in historical, religious, and political factors. Israel's perspective. Israel claims a historical and religious connection to the land, which it refers to as the Land of Israel. It emphasizes that the United Nations 1947 partition plan granted it the right to establish a state. Muslim perspective. Muslims, particularly Palestinians, consider this land their historical homeland. They argue that they were forcibly displaced after the establishment of Israel in 1948 and were deprived of their homes and lands. 2. Religious differences. Israel's perspective. Jews believe that Jerusalem and its surrounding areas are part of their religious history, particularly the site of the Temple Mount. Muslim perspective. For Muslims, Jerusalem is the third holiest city, home to Al-Aqsa Mosque, which holds great significance in Islam. They view Israel's control over Jerusalem as a violation of their religious rights. 3. Political sovereignty. Israel's perspective. Israel considers itself a sovereign state and prioritizes its security and defense. It views its control over Palestinian territories as necessary. Muslim perspective. Palestinians and Muslim-majority countries view Israel as an illegitimate state and demand the establishment of an independent and sovereign Palestinian state. 4. Palestinian refugee issue. Israel's perspective. Israel sees the return of Palestinian refugees as a threat to its existence and rejects it. Muslim perspective. Muslims and Palestinians consider the right of return for refugees a fundamental right and demand that Israel recognize this right. 5. Jerusalem issue. Israel's perspective. Israel declares Jerusalem as its eternal and undivided capital. Muslim perspective. Muslims demand East Jerusalem as the capital of a future Palestinian state and view Israel's actions as a violation of international law. 6. Security and violence. Israel's perspective. Israel considers military actions necessary for its defense and labels Palestinian groups as terrorists. Muslim perspective. Muslims view Israel's military actions as oppression and consider Palestinian resistance a struggle for freedom. Conclusion. Resolving the differences between Israel and Muslims is a complex and long-term process that requires negotiations, reconciliation, and international intervention. To achieve peace, it is essential to understand and respect the emotions, rights, and concerns of both sides.